Whoa, I don't want to make it go. So I know what I'm looking at right now is going to be the right way when I watch it over and that you guys can see it the right way because it tricked me last time. YouTube be tricking people. But today, as you can tell, I am going to be talking about my predictions for the Scream 5 and possibly 6 horror movie. So, originally, I had already made a video talking about what I was predicting from the trailer, but now I went back and I'm watching, the movie and I'm watching interviews and I'm watching certain things about deleted scenes and stuff. So now I have new predictions. So that's why I want to talk about new predictions, but theories this time because I'm going to explain why I think how I'm thinking. So technically I have 5 written down, but it's like technically more than 5 because I'm going to break down 2 of these, which turn into different type of storylines. So I'm going to talk about Gale and Cotton. I think there's more to their storyline. Maureen, Sidney's mom, I think there's more, of course, to her storyline. We all should have knew that from the beginning. And from 3, there's more to her storyline. I think Stu has a bigger storyline than we think. And I think that's going to be introduced in Scream 5, maybe Scream 6, like that. I think Kirby and Charlie, I have a theory about both of them, but I'm going to be talking more about Kirby. So this is one of the ones I have like a second theory about. But I think Kirby has a big thing to do with something. And then, of course, Judy. I think Judy has everything to do with a lot of things, especially in 5 because she's in it, because they introduced her character. I feel like I'm going to tell y'all why. But I'm going to just leave this right here and then I'm going to talk about it. Or I'm going to hold it because I don't want to, All right, so first up, we're going to talk about Cotton and Gale's relationship. So in the first Scream, the only reason why Gale even started talking to Dewey, was even interested in Sidney and everything is because Sidney had made Cotton go to prison because she was the one who testified against seeing him leave from their house and when her mom was killed. So her testimony was said to have been the reason why he even was arrested and everything. And Gale thought he was innocent, which he was, but I'm going to talk about that, why I think it might have been something deeper. So Gale has said in the first Scream that she has spoke to him on certain occasions and his story never changed, and that Sidney saw someone leave the house wearing his coat and that he was framed, which in the end of Scream, of course, we all know Stu and Billy admitted to framing him. But no one in the movie ever, none of these movies, and then even in Scream 2, they had like a little, like they had a relationship that wasn't like, they didn't tell us about their relationship. So why wouldn't they tell us about how they know each other, how they're even connected? We don't know that. So I feel like they have something to do with something. But we all know Cotton died in 3. But I feel like I feel like when movies start going up in their numbers, because if you think about A Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th, once they start going up in their numbers, things get confusing and a little weird, and it'd be okay because at that point storylines is like as long as it's a good storyline in the one we're watching, it'll be fine. But then people go back and dissect it if they're like true horror fans and stuff, like how we're doing the trailer and it hasn't even came out yet, but we're just like going crazy. They knew what they was doing to us. They know we were supposed to be out here getting ready for Halloween this weekend, but they didn't drop this and now everybody is on this. They know what they was doing. So I feel like they should tell us more about Gale's place because she's became a main character in this whole entire franchise only because she decided that she wanted to make a story and follow the story of Cotton being innocent in the murder of Maureen. So I feel like they should dig deeper into that type of relationship because it was never alluded to why or how they even knew each other. Also, I want to put Dewey in it a little bit. So in the first Scream, when Gale came up to Dewey, there is no way there's no way she didn't know that he was close to Sidney. She knew that Dewey was close to Sidney and that she could get around the subject more, which is Sidney, if she was around Dewey. And if she had became friends with Dewey, she probably at first thought he was going to spill some tea or something. She could do something like that. But she ended up being actual part of the whole ending and the whole night and everything and having a big part in it and going on to do the other movies and everything. So I feel like their whole relationship was based on fraudulent stuff. So that's why I feel like there's a deeper storyline with Gale. I feel like there's a deeper storyline going to be happening with Gale. Even though, like I said, in the trailer, it looks like maybe Dewey is going to die and she's going to be very upset. Because I do think she loves him and I think they have a great relationship and everything, even though they seem like they get a divorce and everything. And they were supposed to have a baby in the fourth one. But yeah, I feel like Cotton and Gale's background, and Gale's background in general, they never really told us about Gale's background. We know she was a news reporter, but they never really told us about her background. Like, she knows Cotton, like I'm saying, we don't know how. She knew about Sidney's mom, how, and that's another thing. So I want to sneak in here. It's not a theory. It's just a thing for us to think about when we're dissecting the whole series and the franchise and everything. The same way in real life, we are watching a movie and we are getting into our own like little fan base and fandom and everything, and we do what we are doing like this, theories, dissecting things, saying that certain storylines aren't adding up and all this kind of stuff. Like, we're doing that. We got to think about it like in the franchise, inside the movie, the reality of their universe is that, first off, Sidney's mom, she died, was murdered, and it was a big story. Boom. A year later, another killings happen, and her real killers are caught, but they kill a whole bunch of other people at the same time. But from their universe and everyone else in it that didn't see what was going on, wasn't a part of it, from their perspective, what they see in the media about Sidney and her family and her friends and her whole life is that she is getting, first of all, she killed Billy. She shot him in the head first movie. She shot him and killed him, right? So they think she's a murderer for sure, because she technically is. Before that even happened and before everything started unraveling the way Stu and Billy became suspects and were the killers, she punched Gale in the face while all the other news reporters were around. So, and the cameras was on and everything. So the media most definitely saw her punch Gale, most definitely know that she killed Billy and Stu. Oh my God. And supposedly Stu. And I say supposedly because, like I said, I got a theory for him. So then next she went to college and more killings happened and she killed another person. So in this whole thing, the media and the outside people that don't know like the whole thing of how everything unfolds and how it happens, they most definitely got to think that Sidney is like a hardcore murderer, like she's a killer and she probably shouldn't be trusted, even though it seemed like she got a fan base from her book, which that's her place in letting them know what really happened and everything. But I feel like there's got to be people out there, because there's always people out there that fantasize and fetishize killings and stuff like that, and they like people being evil and horrible and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like there's a group of people, same way Jill and her friends did this, I feel like there's going to be a group of people who want to take Sidney down because she is a murderer, and everywhere she goes, killings happen. I feel like it should be a storyline. I feel like it should be a part of the storyline, because in our reality, that's what happens. Same way in Scream 3, the guy, I forgot his name, but he was playing, who was he playing? He was playing in the Stab movie, but when they were in Roman's house, he was like, or John Milton's house or whoever, they was like, he was like, every time Dewey comes in the room, he ends up a shish kebab. So same way, I feel like no one has said that about Sidney other than Someone has said that about Sidney. I forgot who it was, but they did say that she always gets people killed or whatever. I think it was Angelina. Oh, should I wait to tell that part? Yeah, okay. I'm going to tell y'all about Angelina and why I feel like she was significant in the storyline when I talk about Kirby and Judy at the end. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to end Gale and Cotton's theory with, I feel like Gale's connection to Cotton is deeper than what they told us in the first few movies, and I feel like it should be talked about in the next movies and made like a big storyline. So next up, I'm going to talk about Maureen. I'm going to talk about Maureen Roberts Prescott, which in the first one, they definitely didn't tell us that her name was Roberts. But it's okay, because we understand from Scream 3 exactly what happened or whatever. But I feel like that one got a little too messy. And I feel like that's why it'll be okay if they make number 5 and possibly number 6 a little messy too. Like I said about all the other horror movies, once they start going up in numbers and start getting like disconnected, I would be okay with that, honestly, because when I become an actress and I get in movies and stuff, because I'm going to do that. Like I've been saying, I really love horror movies. I want to be in a horror movie, or I want to make horror movies. I got a lot of good ideas for movies, magical movies, but I love horror movies, so I could do, boom, put them together. Don't steal my idea either, unless you put me in it. But I feel like just like Cotton and Gale's background, I feel like there's something deeper. The same way in Scream 3, we was told about Maureen being like a movie star for 2 years and everything, and going through Hollywood stuff for 2 years, having a kid and giving him away and everything. I feel like they're going to touch more on her life and her background and with Sidney in Scream 5, because I don't think they did her background justice. Like it was like, I don't know. They didn't do the background of her like justice. I feel like they should go more in depth about Hank, which is Billy's dad, which he turned out to be an important part of the whole thing too, from Scream 3 when the mom came in, and from Scream, the first one, when Billy was like, oh, your mom was having sex with my dad and my mom left because of that, and I have mommy issues and daddy issues now. They was trying to put it in there that like it was mommy issues, but that was daddy issues, and that's, I feel like, why they made him and Stu like fruity a little bit, because it'd be the daddy issues of why these men be fruity like that and extra like cocoa in the head. But I feel like they should tell us more about her Hollywood story. They told us about like, John Milton and her getting raped and everything, and the kid, and then giving it up for adoption. But where was Sidney and where was Sidney's dad when Roman was supposedly coming to their house to confront the mom? Where was he at? Because he said that that's what happened in the third Scream. And then he said that he was the reason why Billy Loomis knew about his dad and Sidney's mom. But in Scream 1 or Scream 2, like it was no connection to somebody else being an outside person, other than people on the outside thinking like, oh, they could, 2 high school boys, like they're not even, like they don't even barely have muscles. How did they do all of that to people? Like they literally had a full-on workout and they was walking around like normal after killing people and gutting them up and tying them up to trees and stuff. Like, so people did think it was like a third killer, which Roman technically says, like, he didn't say he was helping them kill people. He just said that he gave them the information they needed to do the killing, which I feel like if someone does that in real life, they would probably watch what's going on, because if Billy and Stu would have got away with it, or not even got away with it, but if they wouldn't have died because Sidney killed them, where would he have been? Where would Roman have been to make sure, they don't tell on him for, being the person that, it was just, I feel like that whole storyline is like, it's gappy. It's very gappy. And I feel like they should touch base on it some more. And plus in Scream 3, when Sidney had that dream about her mom, which I feel like, I don't think it was a dream for real, because supposedly that was Roman in the body bag when Sidney thought she saw her mom walking down with the voice and everything. It was actually Roman or somebody in the body bag. It wasn't her imagination or anything. So I feel like her dream wasn't imagination either, which means like he could have been, did a white chicks and become the mom. No, I feel like the mom really has a lot to do with some stuff. Like I feel like, I don't know. So I'm not saying I'm not going to say that I think she's alive, but I'm not going to say that I think that she has nothing to do with current events of why things are going to be happening. I think she does. Because it all started because of her. It all started because of her. She was having an affair with Cotton. She was having an affair with Hank, Billy's dad. Somehow Gale knows about Cotton and Maureen having an affair or whatever, because she even said like, oh, he didn't rape her, they had sex or whatever. She was cheating. He didn't do anything to her like bad. And Sidney was like, she looks skeptical. I don't know, and I feel like they should do a little spin of like Sidney, because like I'm saying, in that universe, Sidney, like, she doesn't seem like she's innocent. Like, if I'm thinking about it as an outsider looking into their thing, like if it was a real life thing instead of a movie, like, I wouldn't find her innocent. And the same way, like how Jill tried to be like the sole survivor to get fame and stuff. Of course, Sidney wasn't around. Of course, hers didn't start like that. Gale's, definitely, she wanted it to start like that. So I'm like, it's like a lot of gaps and a lot of loose ends in the whole thing. And I feel like there's ways they could tie the knots. And that's how I'm getting my theories, because the theories are like ways to tie the knot and the loose ends that I see in the plots of the stories and everything. But yeah, I feel like Rena Reynolds, like they never saw her movies on TV or anything, like, and just be like, oh my God, that looks like you, mom. That looks like you, wife. Like, I just was like, that doesn't, I don't know. That just seemed a little weird. I don't know. But I feel like they should touch base on that. So my theory for Maureen to end it, I'm thinking that they're going to bring back more about her past and about her story and about how it ties into Sidney or whatever, and ties in about why people like want to hurt Sidney and want to hurt, the whole group that survived and everything. I feel like it's deeper than that. Because Roman had to have a family. Then Billy, like, how did he even know about, like, how did he get in touch with Billy's mom? Like, it's just a lot of loose ends, and I feel like they should touch base on it. Okay, so I have it. Next, I should be talking about Stu, but I feel like I want to jump. No, I'm going to talk about Stu next, and I'm going to do it in order. So the Stu theory that I have, when he quoted saying, I always had a thing for you, Sid, right before Sidney, made the TV fall on his head and was like, in your dreams or whatever. That whole movie, other than how he was acting gay towards Billy, I had a feeling like he was like, why would he kill his girlfriend to Randy, when Randy was like, Billy is the killer or whatever, and he was like, why would he want to kill his girlfriend? And then Randy was like, there's always reasons to kill your girlfriend or something like that. I don't know, but Randy was always on point when he was talking in all the Scream movies. He was on point about what he was saying, and it always was like some truth to it. That's why they keep using his videos to guide themselves and not dying and understanding who's the killer and understanding who's next and stuff like that. That's why they're using his videos. He is a significant part of the whole story, which is mad. That's why I'm mad that they kill him in Scream 2, because it didn't make sense. Like, I mean, I guess maybe it was like his personal life interfered with the movie or something like that. Maybe that's why they did it, but I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. But back to what I was saying. So I was always thinking like him and Tatum's relationship, like it seemed like he was in it for a different reason. And I feel like he became Tatum's boyfriend, because he wanted to get close to Sidney the same way Billy became her boyfriend to get close to him. And I feel like that's another, and I have a tie to that, to the Judy. So Judy and Stu, that's why I wanted to not do that 1 second. I understand why I did that, but I'm gonna keep going. So if Billy wanted to kill Sidney. So he didn't love her probably at first. That's why I feel like they should go deeper into the story, because they need to tell us exactly when did Roman tell Billy about his mom. I mean his dad and Sidney's mom going out like that and stuff, and that's why his mom left. When exactly did he tell him that? Because if it was during the time that they were dating, it would be a different story than if it was before they were dating and then he just started, like, so I'm gonna assume that it was before they started dating. So before they started dating, I'm gonna say that's when Roman told him about Sidney's mom or whatever. So then he decided to get back at them and everything. He was gonna kill Sidney because he killed the mom already. So again, the storyline does not tie up together, because a year later, all of a sudden, after a year, why would he want to start killing? Like, why would he want to kill Sidney a year later? If he did his deed and killed the mom who ruined his family, like, why would what was his purpose of all of a sudden a year later he's going to kill Sidney too? Like, that didn't, I feel like it's more to the story. It should be, because I don't understand it. But I'm going to say, so he knew before he got into a relationship with Sidney that her mom broke up his family. So he decided in his head, okay, so I'm going to go date her. And he told his best friend, okay, so this is our plan. We killed the mom or whatever. Now we got to kill a daughter for some reason. So then Stu was like, okay, I'm going to go date her friend. But he said that he had a thing for Sidney. So if he liked Sidney, why would he help kill the mom? And then why would he help try to kill her and everything? So he killed Tatum, or Billy killed Tatum, because Stu was inside the house when Tatum left to go get a beer or whatever, go get some stuff or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, it's like a lot of loose ends in the story, and I feel like they should tie it up in Scream 5, like by going back in the past, which it says that in the what is it, IMB or something, IMD or something like that. I don't know, but the movie like website thing, let me get it right. I'm gonna look it up. But on that website, the info for the new Scream is the fact that it's digging up the city, the town's deepest, darkest secrets or whatever, which alludes to Sidney's mom, first of all, because she started everything. She started everything. And then Billy and Stu, they physically started everything that was bad. I don't know. It's weird to me that a bunch of kids kill a bunch of adults and then a bunch of teenagers as well. Well, a bunch of teenagers killed a bunch of adults and a bunch of teenagers as well. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's a little bit different. But I feel like Stu isn't dead. There's a lot of like interviews online that give me the idea that he didn't die and that he is probably going to pop back up in Scream 5. And in Scream 5, I'm looking at the way Ghostface is going around and all the parts where he's attacking people. He's pretty tall and he's pretty girthy. Like, he's not no skinny little girl. Like, it's a he, obviously, and he doesn't look like he's a teenager. Like, the way his body set up in that suit, unless they got a different person playing him, like a stunt person or something like that, because that's how they do Michael, I think. That person is a man, like not a teenage boy. He is a man. That one girl's boyfriend, he's kind of big. Not big like fat, but like he's kind of girthy. Look like a little football player could be or something. But no, the one who's being the killer in Scream 5 in the trailer, he looks like he's like 30. Like, he looks like he's had time to like build a lot of mass and muscle in his body. So I don't know. I feel like it's going to be Stu. And I feel like his thing is that he loves Sidney. And it's going to be like, this is why I originally wrote it like this. And I feel like it's going to be like a little storyline of Kirby and Charlie. Well, I feel like Kirby and Charlie was like a little foreshadow of Stu and Sidney. Let me explain that. So I'm going to get off the Stu thing, but I'm going to still be talking about the Stu thing because it goes in with what I'm about to say with Charlie and Kirby. But to end it, I feel like Stu is going to make another appearance because this whole time he's loved Sidney and he's always wanted Sidney, but she was going out with his friend who wanted to kill her instead, and she never noticed him or whatever, liking her. and all that kind of stuff. And that's why I'm going to talk about Kirby and Charlie. So in Scream 4, a lot of the Scream 4 layouts was similar to the original layout. Like Kirby, a lot of people think that Kirby was going to be like the main character for Scream 4 because the way that the camera cut to her as the first person, same way in the first Scream, they cut to Sidney after just making it seem like Casey Becker was going to be like the main character. Oh, I feel like her story has a lot to do with it too, because what if Judy is her sister or something like that? So I said in my predictions for the trailer, I was like, what if Judy, you know, had a son with Billy or Stu or somebody like that, you know, and that's what's happening. But what if, and her last name is Hicks. So I don't know, Casey Becker. They never show her in Scream. That's what I'm saying. Like if she has ties to the first Scream, she is a loose end, like not a loose end, but she's a connection that we all overlook, but she had to be hiding in plain sight. So what if she, plus like Casey Becker, like what does she have to do with anything? Like the whole movie. Okay. But okay, so Kirby and Charlie, they made it seem like Kirby was going to be the main character because they went straight to her just like they did for Sidney in the first Scream. But it's turned out to be Jill being like the it girl, the main character or whatever. But in the beginning, when Kirby, Olivia, and Jill was all in the precinct with Judy and Sidney and Dewey. Wait, was Sidney there? I forgot. But when they were all in the precinct and they was talking about getting calls, we all know Jill was a part of she was the mastermind of the whole killing spree or whatever. So she had got a call, and then Olivia had got a call, but Kirby didn't get a call. So she was like, oh, so does that mean I'm not going to live as long as them? Am I going to be next? Am I going to die? Whatever. I feel like her saying that alluded to her being a part of something because she played a big role and she was one of the final people to die. And that kind of made me have a red flag, like, wait, hold on. She must have a bigger picture in this whole thing. And Charlie was regretful when he stabbed her. Like, he didn't want to do it. Like, he was really, like, contemplating the fact that he just did that. And he even walked away from her before he, like, made sure she was dead. The rest of the killers, I mean, not the killers, but the rest of the killings, they were stabbing people, making sure they dead. Like, it was bloody. It was crazy. But the same way Stu and Billy was stabbing each other in the stomach or whatever, and they knew that it wasn't going to make them die, that's what Charlie did to Kirby. And I feel like that's why she didn't die. And I feel like she's going to be in the next movies and she's going to play a role or whatever. And even Wes, before he died, he did say, like, he was alluding to the fact that Kirby wasn't dead and that he liked her as a person and her character the person playing her character, which is Hayden. He liked her as a person, and he liked, like, he was just alluding to the fact that he was going to put her in the next movie because, you know, the character she was playing, she played it good or whatever, and he didn't want to end her character that soon. And I feel like that's probably how he felt about Randy as well, which, as I'm saying that some people think that she was playing like the role of Sidney, she was playing the role of Randy too. But what if the plot was she was playing the role of Stu or Randy? I'm going to say Randy, but I'm going to say Stu because, like, Billy was trying to kill Stu after Stu stabbed him and he wasn't ready. That's in the first Scream, if anybody didn't check that out and didn't realize that, when Billy stabbed Stu, he was trying to make it a shock effect because Stu was like, go like, I'm ready. Do it. And he waited until, like, he made it more suspenseful so he wouldn't feel it. And then when it was Stu's time to, you know, stab Billy, for some reason he, like, grabbed Sidney or whatever, which made Stu jealous. And he even said after he stabbed him, like, he stabbed him super quick while he wasn't looking and everything. And he was like, sorry, I got a little zealous or whatever. So that's why that the thing for Stu having a thing for Sid and the whole Kirby and Charlie theory thing, it go together because Charlie was mad that Kirby didn't never recognize him and didn't notice him after all of the times that he's had a crush on her. She never gave him the time of day until the end of the movie, basically. And then him and Jill even kissed, which means they was having like a little extra relationship as well. So if he liked the friend, which is putting him in Stu's place, if he liked the friend, why was he dating the other friend? Or why was he messing around with the other friend if he really liked the other friend? Like, you get what I mean? Both of them have that same like effect. So I guess that does put him in Stu's place. So Kirby would be the Sidney and the Randy at the same time. So another thing is, I do believe that Charlie 100%, he's definitely dead. I don't think he's going to come back. I don't think they're going to bring him back. I do think they're going to bring Kirby back, and I feel like she's not going to be dead or whatever. Will she have a big role in it? I don't know, because they didn't put her in anything, which I guess if it's supposed to be a shock to us who know the whole franchise, they wouldn't, because they want it to be a surprise. But I feel like Kirby's storyline with Charlie is like foreshadowing the fact that Stu is also alive, and that it's because he's trying to get revenge on Sidney not like liking him and all that kind of stuff. Even though who would like somebody that was trying to kill them in the first place, or kill her mother? You kill her mother, so of course that's never going to happen. But I feel like it'd be interesting for the original fans to have Stu back, because he was a big character. Like, he was funny, he was very witty, and like he had a lot going on for himself, and he was like a background character to the main lead male character. So it was like, yeah, it would make sense for him to come back. And he even alluded, the actual actor Matt, he actually alluded like the TV fell on his face. In real life, that doesn't necessarily mean that someone died. And he was like, oh, I could just have a discombobulated face or whatever, and plastic surgery or something like that. And that makes sense. And I feel like that's exactly what they're going to do. I feel like that's what they're going to do. So this is the fifth theory, but like I said, there's six, and I kind of did talk about the sixth one. I put them all together a little bit, how I'm thinking about it. But the last one I want to talk about before I give y'all the bonus of like how everything ties together, in my opinion, I want to talk about Judy Hicks and her storyline. Now I'm going to put it down because I don't need it no more. Definitely don't need it no more. So in Scary Movie 4, when Sidney walked out of the room and Judy was standing in the dark, and the way she came up to reveal her face or whatever, and she was like, oh, we went to high school together or whatever. We was in a play together. You played Tiger Lily. I was the lost boy. And then what if they do like a little transgender reveal type something? Like, what if, I don't know. I feel like they could go a lot of ways with the whole storyline or whatever. But I feel like, of course, like people making movies, they don't just put extra characters in there for no reason. And it could be they did that for real and just to throw us off a little bit. But at the same time, I feel like, no, her character is important. And the fact that she has a tie to Sidney when it first happened in high school, I feel like she's going to play a big role in Scary Movie 5 around the killers. I feel like she's on the side of killers. So the way Gale got into the group of being a soul survivor or whatever, I feel like that was like, of course, not in the writing, not on the outside perspective of writing this, but on if this was a real like life thing in the universe of this being real, she was accidentally part of the whole entire thing. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like Judy is like playing that type of role, but how Gale did it, and she was a news person. Dewey did it, and he was the cop. Judy is a cop, and now she's the sheriff of the town, or said to be so-called. She's going to be the sheriff of the town. Well, no, it did say that. Her car did say that. So she's a sheriff. And then in the second one, like I said, she was alluding to the fact that she could have been a killer. Like, she could have been a bad guy, but they didn't follow that storyline by the end of the movie. So, and she was trying to get with, get on Gale's bad side because, well, not necessarily she was trying to get on Gale's bad side, but she was trying to get on Dewey's good side. The same way Gale, and I feel like that's why Gale felt intimidated, because she knew that when she first started dating Dewey and going out with Dewey and being around Dewey like that, it was for other intentions. And I feel like she felt that with Judy, because she was like being extra clingy for no reason. It was like weird. And if I was Gale, I would have been mad too. But at the same time, when you look back at how Gale even started her relationship with Dewey, like it's deeper. It's a deeper backstory than that. But also, so in Scream, in the first Scream, and how I feel like they're going to tie in Judy, I told you I would tell you about Angelina towards the end, so I'm going to talk about Angelina. So in Scary Movie 3, in Scary Movie 3 with Angelina, when Angelina was playing Sidney, Sidney was in the bathroom, and they did like a parody, a replica of when she was in the bathroom in the first Scream, and the actual Scream was standing on the toilet or whatever, trying to get her in the bathroom at school. I feel like, and then, okay, let me backtrack before I say I feel like, okay. So he was trying to get her. The real Scream was trying to get her in the first Scream while they were in the bathroom at school. Like, didn't care at all, but he was literally in the school doing all of that extra stuff. Somebody even said, like, his boots matched the one cop, the one, like, I think he was the top cop, like the sheriff or whatever, his old self, and he was kind of big, so I doubt he was like standing on top of the toilet or anything. So I don't believe that one. But in Scream 3, when Angelina was doing it, she had on those same type of boots, and like she had like said something like she was taking it because she wanted a souvenir, but that didn't make sense. And Sidney just let her slide, I think, because she caught her, I guess, and she, when in reality, when a person who intimidates other people, like, let someone know, like, I see what you're doing, and they intimidate them back, because the only reason why people be intimidated by other people who aren't doing anything to them is because deep down it messes with their spirits of like jealousy, envy, and all that kind of stuff. So Angelina was envious of Sidney to begin with. Same way it seems like Judy is envious of Sidney, of Gale, of Dewey, all of them and everything. Same way Jill was envious of Sidney and Gale. So I feel like how that ties in together is the fact that, like I said in my trailer predictions, I feel like Judy is tied to either Stu or Billy, one of the teenage males, because if they went to high school together, that means, of course, they went to high school together. They're the same age, the same scene, the same friends, the same, like, everything. I think that she was the one, because she's a girl, I feel like she was the one in the bathroom trying to attack Sidney, even though she kind of looks small, and that's why I don't want to believe it. But I also feel like it ties together, because I can't see how they're gonna make her character like a big character, because she's in this one. Like, they put her in it for a reason. Like, it's something deeper, and they've been alluded to us like, oh, she has connections to high school Sidney, high school, all of them, even though Gale and Dewey is older than all of them too. But I feel like that whole Angelina thing, because at first in Scary Movie 3, Angelina was supposed to be part of the people killing everybody. She was supposed to be a part of it. She was supposed to be a part of it, but then they took that part out and let her get killed off or whatever. So it makes sense. I feel like either Judy had a baby with Billy, Judy had an affair with Billy or Stu, or something like that. Or maybe she had a crush on Stu, and Stu liked Sidney and Billy because he was acting gay, and was dating Tatum. I don't know. I feel like, in high school, like, guys, they do a lot of very bad things in high school and cheat and all that kind of stuff. And in the first Scream, it is showing us that in the movie Rental Place, Billy was talking to two girls they kind of look like the girls that was trying to talk to Sidney at the college to get in the sorority. But in the first Scream, he was talking to two girls at the thing, and he looked like he was being flirty. They were all being flirty, and him and Sidney was dating. So it was like, I feel like that was foreshadowing the fact that, like, he was a player, and like he ended up being the killer, trying to kill her. So of course he really didn't love her. So it's like, I feel like they're tying Judy into the storyline of Billy and all of them and all that kind of stuff. So these are just my opinions and how it works from what I've seen in the movies, what I've seen in the trailer already, and then what I've seen in interviews about the movie and all the press conferences, and when Wes was alive, what he was saying about it. But of course, everyone's theories that they're talking about when they allude to things from the past movies of Scream is going to be different, because Scream 5 isn't going to be directed by Wes, because Wes he died, so rest in peace. to Wes. But I feel like our theories are good and probably would fit with what he would have created. But since he didn't create this and didn't like finalize the project of this, like he wasn't the final person saying yes, everything looks good or whatever. I feel like it's gonna be different. And in the trailer, when Dewey was like, "Oh, this feels different" or whatever, I feel like they was like hinting at the fact like it's gonna be different, 100% because it's not Wes that's in charge of everything that's going on or directing it anyway. But yeah, these were my predictions for Scream 5, and yes, I did put 6 because I feel like there's going to be a 6. If y'all need a person that looks like me, kind of, for 6, hit me up. I can do it. I'll do it. I want to be the killer. No, I'm just playing. I don't want to be the killer. I want to be like the main person because I don't want to die. When I get like, if I make horror movies and everything, I will make it where technically like I would do I'm not going to give y'all my idea because I don't want those big people that's already rich and already in positions to take my ideas. But I definitely have like a whole bunch of good ideas for horror movies and for magical type of thrillers. Because like I love horror movies, but I like thrillers as well. Like I like psychological thrillers, to be honest. Drama, all that kind of stuff. I like comedy too, but I don't think I could make a comedy movie. I think I could play in a comedy movie, but I don't think I would be able to make one because I'm unintentionally funny. It's like when I say truthful things out my mouth, it just be like crazy that someone would really say it the way that I say it, so people think that's funny. But like in all reality, like I'm not really funny. I'm not actually funny. I'm very serious. Sometimes. Most of the time. But yeah. I'm excited to see this movie, and I can't believe they really did this. Like, they dropped this trailer, and it kind of feels so far away, but it's really not, because my birthday is January 23rd, and I'm going to turn 20, so me going to go see this movie in the theaters is going to be, like, my present to myself, because I love horror movies, and I love this franchise to begin with. It's crazy, because I was born in 2002, and this movie came out in, but way before I was born. It was like, and I'm like, I love this movie, and I feel like I've grown up knowing this movie. Same way with Jason. Like, I've grown up, like, loving Freddy versus Jason. That was literally my favorite movie when I was literally 5 and 6. And everyone thought it was weird, but that's me. Like, I love horror movies. Yeah, that was just, like, extra. But, yeah. I put the comments on allow all comments this time. So if anybody wants to comment about any of my theories, I got the Cotton and Gale theory, the Maureen Roberts Prescott theory, aka Rena Reynolds. That's like a tongue twister. Hold on. Rena Reynolds. Okay. Theory. I got the Stu and his thing for Sid theory, and then I got Kirby and Charlie theory, and then I got Judy Hicks storyline theory. So if y'all want to like work with me and like help me understand everything, like how these things can work or how they don't work, if anybody have any like ways of which none of my theories that I was talking about would work, let me know in the comments. If you have more theories or more evidence of why certain things would work, let me know in the comments, because I want to talk about this. I don't have no friends in real life. I don't have people in real life at all. Like, on a personal relationship level, I feel so alone. You know how they say it's lonely at the top? I've been, I guess, on my journey. Well, not I guess, because I have been, but yeah, it's definitely lonely, and I could tell. It's better. It's definitely better. Less stressful, more peace and harmony, but it's definitely like lonely. It's very lonely. But yeah, comment and also follow me on TikTok, because yeah, I don't know. I like TikTok better than I like Instagram. I've never really been too much of a Facebook person, but I have a Facebook, and I actually use my Facebook to make most of my YouTube videos, because I don't get on live on YouTube a lot, because the first time I did it, I didn't like the fact that when I looked at the screen, it showed what I had drew and what I had wrote. It showed it backwards. And I was scared that like, oh, now everything's backwards or whatever. But then when I rewatch it, once it posts and I watch it, it's actually the right way. So I don't know what the freaking heck they got going on, which I said that in my other video. But yeah. So hopefully I do it again and y'all can see this the right way, reading left to right. And if not, They did it the first time, so it should do it. But yeah, I like Instagram because this isn't about. Never mind. Bye, y'all. Bye. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.